Hello, this is Tim Duffy, K3LR. We're here at DX Engineering headquarters in Talmadge, Ohio today. We have a very special guest. It's Michael Coulter, WHCI. Michael is the official spokesperson of the Dayton Hamvention that was held in Xenia, Ohio this year. And Michael is here today to talk a little bit about a recap and how things went. This is the first time we've been together since Hamvention 2017. How did it go, Michael?
Well, I think that it went very well. I mean, when I consider the amount of time we had as a team, a volunteer team of 657 volunteers, by the way, that's official count, with 27 committees, I think it went reasonably well. And but we have a lot of things to work on, and we're already working on it. Some things are already fixed. So but we certainly appreciate all the guests that came, the vendors and people from all over the world that came. And I don't know the exact number, but it was a huge crowd. I know that.
It was a huge crowd, and there were really a lot of things that were done different this year for Hamvention. I'd heard rave reviews about the food, and I actually had the bourbon chicken, which was quite tasty, and but I really didn't hear any complaints about the food. What do you think?
Well, I think some of the lines were long. I think that the food was fabulous. I heard a lot of good comments about it, and it seemed as though people didn't mind waiting in a line to get the food. And maybe we'll add a few more next year. And we had a lot of picnic tables, but we are going to try to redistribute those even better this year, as some people have noted, and I noticed that it would have been nice to have a few more places to sit. Although we had bleachers out there and some picnic tables, we're going to bring a little bit closer into where the food is.
I know that that this is a 365-day-a-year position, volunteer position for you and the rest of the committee chairs and volunteers, and that you're working on the 2018. But, Michael, I mean, the mud in the flea market, what the heck happened?
Well, I think it rained, and it rained hard and rained a lot. It appears that it wasn't quite as well drained as we thought it was supposed to be, and we have some growing pains there. And I will tell you that the people at the Expo Center already came to me, and Ron and Jack, and they said, "Guess what? We're already putting together a plan for next year of how that's going to be better." And that's the same with some of the parking area that got muddy. And what exactly we're going to do at this point, I don't know, but we're going to do something. It's going to be an improvement that we're all going to buy into, and because we felt bad about that. Another thing I felt bad about was the tents. You know, it got very intense for the people that were in tents, and that was sort of a bad pun. But at any rate, felt really bad about that. We got, we were a little bit behind the 8 ball in ordering the tents. We could have sold out another large tent full, but we're working on how we can make that better. We didn't get the tents we wanted. They didn't have enough lighting in it. I didn't think they were stable enough, and I know that is going to be improved. That's high on the list. Along with that, I am asking the county commissioners buy another building, and they're taking it very seriously. So don't know that for sure that's going to happen. But one thing that they're doing, they're buying these big, large air movers for all the buildings right now, and that will be installed before the next Hamvention, because there were some hot places in there.
There were, especially on Friday, when it got hot and it was humid. So having some large fans in there definitely would be a big help. But I think from what I heard and from my own experience, certainly the flea market mud was bad. The tents and the fact that they weren't designed to take on that kind of water like that, and then to see those vendors and clubs that got flooded out. I mean, that was. But let's talk a little bit about the on-site parking too, and how that went.
Well, I think that there were some issues there that, in terms of heavy rains that we had, that caused to be a lot muddier than we liked. We are working on issues there, remedies to fix that for next year. And that, as we continue to do this as we go on, Tim, you'll come down and you'll take pictures of it, and we can talk about it and visually see the changes. And because we need to share that with everybody. You know, this is really, in a way, Dayton Amateur Radio Association puts on Hamvention, but we consider it an extremely important pillar for amateur radio, period. And so we know that we are stewards of a very important event. So we're going to make this even better.
And it's good to see the engagement of the stakeholders at the Dayton Amateur Radio Association working now, creating the list now. You didn't all go on vacation until September, October, November, and say, all right, well, it's time to do Hamvention again.
No, we don't do that.
You realize the seriousness of the opportunities that you have. And I think, you know, there were a lot of things at Hera that were wrong at Hera, but they couldn't be fixed.
Correct.
There's many things that you can do to improve the situation in Xenia that can be fixed.
Yeah, that's such a good point, because before Hamvention started, about the Tuesday of the Hamvention, county commissioner who I had originally talked to about possibly having the event in Greene County, he came out with the county administrator, and he said, hey, let's walk around a little bit. So I showed him everything, and I said, you know, we definitely could use a new building. I showed him the tents. They looked beautiful that day, and they were nice. But it'd be so much nicer to have a building. And he said, what size do you want? I said, like that building one, like that big building over there. So they are actually discussing it at this point, and we could certainly use that. And what a great push that would be for Hamvention to get that. But not only that, you know, I'm glad that, I'm pleased that the Xenia Community Schools didn't have classes on Friday, because they'd all been really late. And that would have added even more to the traffic in the region. But, you know, talking about that traffic, we were all, everybody has said traffic's going to be terrible, and it was pretty rough Friday morning, those of you that got caught in that. But, you know, we worked with the officials to let them know, the police departments, hey, we need this fixed. And they fixed it overnight. And even this weekend, I was over at the Major's house. He's the major of the Greene County Sheriff's. And we talked about it. He's already planning on it for next year. And we're thrilled that this early planning. And tomorrow, we're going to have a meeting with all the local officials, you know, in the region, and myself and Ron Kramer, the general chairman, and Jack Gerbs, the assistant general chairman. The three of us are going to meet with these county people, and we're going to go over these problems. We're hitting them head on. And that's why I'm here today. I want to let you know that, you know, we're serious about, you know, making this just as perfect as we can, you know. So we're working hard at that, and I want to let everybody know we're meeting on it, even this week, right now.
Yeah, and it's still, a lot of the memories are fresh in our minds. I think one of the successes that I was a part of was the forums, and the forum rooms were really well attended. You know, I thought a lot of people appreciated the fact that there was some air conditioning there, so that was nice. Are there some tweaks and things? Yeah, there are, but boy, so much better than the forum rooms that we're used to at Hera. So, you know, like you say, there's a lot of opportunity to fix some of the problems, but there were so many good things, and I think you have to feel good about how the vendors that were in the main buildings, just tremendous displays. Yeah. Some of the vendor booths. It was
as if the vendors decided to rework the way they did things, because when you walk around in there, and normally after so many years working in Hamvention, I know where everything's at, and I would have to stop and think, okay, where is this at? Where's that at? As people would ask me questions. But, you know, are we going to improve the interior? Absolutely. And, you know, what are some of the things that we can do to improve? Now, I appreciate everybody liked it for the most part, but listening to the voice of our customer and the voice of our visitors as well is really key to this.
So, you know, the recommendation is that if you're interested in what's going to progress here in Hamvention 2018, to become a member of the Hamvention Yahoo group. That the Hamvention team is very active there. Also watch hamvention.org for the latest updates. There'll be a lot of additions to the website. And this year, for the first time, you had the program online about a week ahead of time, so you could download the PDF of the official Hamvention program. These are all good enhancements, and we're all behind you 100% that 2018 will build on this experience and will be even better.
I guess the other spirit or feeling that I got is that it was not so much our Dara's Hamvention, but it was our Hamvention. How can we all make this better? And I heard that from a lot of the vendors that were really appreciative. And I think that, you know, with the collaborative team spirit, it becomes our Hamvention, because I do want to remind people that the money we make for this goes back into amateur radio in so many ways, from our club into generous donations to try to be a pillar to keep our important hobby alive, and not only just alive, but really growing and functioning in a much higher level than anywhere else in the world, really.
Well, everybody has a great story if they attended Hamvention or just watched it online from various areas on the web. And hopefully those of you that didn't attend this year will come next year to Xenia, Ohio, and Hamvention 2018. Michael, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I would like to thank, of course, your organization, Tim, for I know you're a lifetime member of DARA, and you do this as a labor of love, you and your team. And it is really important, because I heard a lot of people would stop and tell me how much they appreciated the updates throughout last year. And we want to continue that and enhance that. And I know that we get questions and things. So right now I can't answer all the questions, but I'm here right now to tell you we're out in front of it, and I want to thank all of our volunteers. Oh my goodness. You know, what did I say, 657 volunteers, I think was the number. That's a lot of volunteers, and they all really performed well, and we're so grateful. But we have a lot of great ideas. We have long lists of things that, hey, we could do better here, 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 and here, and we separate that out to all of our committees. So thanks, everybody, for your support, and you know, we're going to continue pushing on this. So glad everybody came, and most of what I heard was very positive. So thanks again. Thanks, Tim, for having me on.
Okay, Michael. Well, we'll continue to update you here and look for further Facebook Live events here on DX Engineering. 73 for now.
73.